from that news that, of course, broke earlier today about the passing of Pope Francis, who passed away at the age of 88 earlier today. And following that passing, Italian football authorities postponed the 4 Serie A games that were to be decided later tonight. Of course, following the passing of Pope Francis. What we understand is that the 4 fixtures involved Torino against Udinese, Cagliari against Fiorentina, Genoa against Lazio, and Parma against Juventus. So all these matches were due to be played tonight, of course, which is a national holiday in Italy. But those games will no longer hold. Serie A's governing body announced that the matches will be rescheduled with new dates to be confirmed in due course. Now, Pope Francis was elected as head of the Catholic Church in 2013. Is known to be a passionate football fan and lifelong supporter of Argentine club San Lorenzo. Now, let's dig deeper into the lifelong passion for football that Pope Francis, of course, has. Pope Francis, of course, describes football as the most beautiful game, and he believes that football was a vehicle to educate and spread peace. Now, from Argentine compatriot Lionel Messi and the late Diego Maradona to Zlatan Ibrahimovic to Gianluigi Buffon, Pope Francis in his lifetime did receive some of the greatest football stars at the Vatican, signing dozens of shirts and balls from around the world. He often recounted playing as a young boy on the streets of Buenos Aires, that is Argentinian capital, using a ball made of rags, while admitting he was not among the best and that he had 2 left feet. He often played as a goalkeeper, which he said was a good way of learning how to respond to dangers that could arrive from anywhere. His love of football was inseparable from his loyalty to the San Lorenzo club in Buenos Aires, where he went to watch matches with his father and brothers. And he famously was quoted to have said that it was romantic football. He maintained his membership even after becoming Pope and caused a minor uproar when he received a membership card from rivals Boca Juniors as part of a Vatican educational partnership. Now, it may interest you to know that Pope Francis was actually kept up to date with the club's progress thanks to one of the Vatican Swiss guards who would leave results and league tables on his desk. So Pope Francis knew how San Lorenzo were doing in Argentinian football because league results and fixtures were always kept on his table. And in his autobiography in 2024, he actually dedicated an entire chapter to the legend Maradona, whose infamous hand of God goal helped Argentina beat England in their 1986 World Cup quarterfinal clash. And let me quote what Pope Francis wrote in that place. He said, "When as Pope, I received Maradona in the Vatican a few years ago. I asked him jokingly, so which is the guilty hand?" While Pope Francis' attachment to San Lorenzo was worn on his sleeve, he otherwise tried to avoid taking sides. Of course, celebrating the life and times of Pope Francis, who passed away earlier today at the age of 88. Let's go over to Italy now and bring on board Similoluwa Orisonya Taiwo, a football enthusiast who, of course, is based in Italy, who joins me now on the show this Monday evening. Good evening, Similoluwa. Good to have you on ADBN Sport for the first time.
Good evening, Samuel. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Share with us, of course, as at yesterday, a number of people, even when I was preparing for how the show will look at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. today, I was looking at those 4 fixtures in Italian football, only for us to hear about the passing of Pope Francis. And with those 4 games now gone, for now, the Italian Serie A says they will be rescheduled. Now, share with us generally, how has the passing of Pope Francis being received in Italy? And also, as a football fan, these 4 games, has their suspension personally impacted you?
Will I say the Pope, of course, has been a very significant part of every part of life, including the church, football, and also seeking peace. Of course,
Yeah.
while this is a very sad loss at this moment, it is a reflection of Pope Francis' passion for humanity, for unity amongst everyone of every race. And of course, it's a disappointment to the fans and probably the club at this moment. But Pope Francis, as you said earlier, is a passionate fan of the San Lorenzo in his country, and has always been a top fan of football, both in Italy and also in his home country, Argentina.
Yeah, definitely. So, Similolua, what are the Italians saying on the streets of Rome, in Milan, in Florence, and a couple of other Italian cities, and also where you are based? What are they saying? I also know that a number of Italian clubs are mourning his passing. Can you share a couple of more details with us in that regard?
Definitely. As at yesterday, the Pope still had like a mass
Yeah,
at
at
the
the
Vatican
Vatican. Yeah,
yesterday. Even also had meetings with the Vice President J.D. Vance of America,
yeah.
and of course. Personally, I'm shocked, and a lot of people are very shocked because also a lot of people who watched the mass and some people who were present uh, saw that he was faring better.
Mm,
But uh, unfortunately, I think the sickness, the pneumonia he had, has probably weakened his immune
mm,
system. Of course, we just hope that uh, the unity and the global reach of the Pope, the human passion he shared for both football and the church, will continue, and promoting his positive values like teamwork, play, and
yeah.
solidarity will continue and resonate with us uh, henceforth.
Okay, now I know you've been to a number of football grounds in Italy, and some of the messages that the Pope always talked about in his lifetime talked about peace, talked about unity, community, and compassion. And I know as an African, you've been to a number of football grounds in Italy. In your own opinion, how do you think Italian football needs to reflect, of course, the message of Pope Francis now that he has passed? Maybe as a better way of honoring his memory, and not just the usual statements that a lot of clubs are putting out in Italy today. So how do you think, in your own opinion, with the experience you've had at football grounds in Italy, do you think those messages can be, of course, taken further and his legacy cemented right there in terms of the message that he has put out over the years?
As the Pope, he always saw everyone as equal in terms of color, race, unity, violence, and corruption. He shared positive values as I think accepting everyone as we are, not judging and saying things about people, and he basically accepted everyone, in which for me it's one of the top tiers of personally why I love him.
Mm.
He, of course, didn't judge anyone, so, and he saw everyone as one, and I think this is one of the will I say the lifelong lessons that each and every one of us, and of course the football community as a whole needs to also carry on and imprint in their hearts.
Okay, thank you so much, Similolua Orisonya Taiwo, for joining us from Italy today. Thank you so much, of course. As
You're
we,
welcome.
yeah,